Hey guys, Amino Coder here. I welcome you to this Python for Beginners course. In this course, we will be discussing the basic concepts that you require to move on from beginners level to intermediate level. This is the first video, and in this video we will be discussing how to get starting, and in the second part we will be discussing the input-output statements. Please follow the guidelines accordingly so that you can actually be with me right away. For this video only. For rest of them, I would prefer you to create those files after you watch the video. Don't worry about the files because I will be providing all the files and the materials at the end of the course through a repository or whatever means I can use. So moving on, how to get started. To get started, all you have to do is go to your Google search bar and search for Google Collab. Google Collab. Once you do so, in the first link will be of Google Collaboratory. Click on it and you will be redirected to Google Collaboratory, collab.research.google.com if you want the link. So we will be on this page. So we are into the Google Collaboratory, and you can see this is the introductory part, and you can read it if you want. We are going to not discuss this part. All we need to do is create a new notebook. We don't need to install anything on a system, and this is very good advantage we are having in Google Collaboratory. So just connect it, and the allocation will be of RAM and disk from your Google server will be done. You will be provided with about 12 GB of RAM and 100 GB of disk space for this programming, and this is a blessing for data scientists and machine learning users. So this is the first code that we use to know if the IDE or the whatever the functions or whatever environment you are working on is working. So let's see. So as you can see, this is a working environment. Let's move on to the tutorial first. So introduction. As you all know, it's a general purpose language. Python is used for various applications including web development, software development, system scripting, many other like education, machine learning, data science, mathematics, statics, etc. I can name numerous of them. And if you want to learn more about this, you can go to this link www.python.org. You can find all about this Python language. This is an official website, and you can download it in your Windows system if you want, but we will be not doing that in this tutorial. So let's move on to the second part. As you can start coding now, I just showed you that this is the first code that we use to test our environment. So that environment is tested, is working. This is nothing but an output statement. If you don't know what an output statement is, it's a line of code, or statement can be defined as a line of code that instructs the Python language to perform an action for us. Alright, so statement is a line of code that is instructing the Python language to do an action for us. I hope you got that. In this case, we are using a function called print. This is a built-in function. As you can see, the Google Collaboratory is providing us a description of the print function. This is a built-in function that is used to give an output to the user. Now what is happening here is that the user is requesting the Python language to provide hello world as an output here, and the Python language is interpreting this statement and providing the output accordingly. Alright, so let's discuss this print function further so that we can actually understand what is happening. Let's take another example. Print I love Python. So it's taking this string, the collection of these characters I space love space o space love space Python as an input and providing the output to the user as requested by the function here. So what happens is that these are comma separated values. As you can see, the same would be true for, let's make an exception here. First of all, double quotes and single quotes are same. They both give the same output, so you don't have to worry about them. As you can see, I can create the above output again using comma separated strings here. So we are actually providing Python language this comma separated values, and it's interpreting these as we want. Now let us discuss a parameter. What is a parameter? You can say it's kind of a property. Alright, so what property we are discussing, as you can see, the Google Collaboratory again is providing us some of the insight on the parameters here, and these are also known as keyword arguments or parameters, as I just told you. The sep parameter is used to know what default value is space here, and it is used so that we can actually define how the function must be separated. These all these commas are separated by this space here. If we remove this then you can see the output changes to without any spaces. Now the print is printing all these comma separated values without any space. So you can you have now an idea what a function and its parameter are, what a function and its parameter are. Let us discuss one more parameter so that we can actually move on to another topic. So the next parameter that I want to discuss is the and statement, that because it's very much used during the coding part. What happens is that when we provide an print function to the Python language, it interprets an ending as /n. What /n does is provide a new line to the statement. For example, if I put a /n here in between the string, it will interpret that this needs a new line after the I. As you can see, I can provide space here. So /n is a character that is used to provide next line to the code, and the default value for n parameter is always a /n. If I remove this and let us say provide the tab or spaces to the function, then it will change the code like this. Alright, so let's discuss the input statements now, because I think this is enough for the output statements. So what are input statements? As you know that we have to provide input to get our outputs from a system. Whenever you are making program, for example, for a summation of two numbers, you have to provide those two numbers also. So you have to give an input to the Python language. How can you do that? All you have to do is use the input function. This is the simplicity of Python that I love. As you can see that all we have to do is create a instance of input function and enter the name. Let's take the name. Now, as we discussed, these are strings and these are the collection of characters A, M, I, and O, and if we provide the name as amino, it will give us an output in string format only. But if we need a integer, or as I just told you that we need to sum two numbers, then we need integer values. Now we can't actually add amino to amino, right? So how can we do that? What if we need integer values? You can do this using the int command. What this will do is that it will convert the input into an integer. For example, let's take this as an year. So as you can see, we are actually taking this is not in double quotes or quotes, so this is actually an integer type. This is an int type. If I have to know what is the type of this statement, so it's actually an int type of statement, and this 20 is an integer. So we can actually perform other functionalities on strings and other functionalities for integers, and there are many more data types that we will be discussing in next video or another video. So this is all for the first video. I hope you got the parameter part and the function part, because we will be making our own functions in upcoming videos. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please share it, like it. Thank you.